Hey y'all, this is Mary Magnolia Stitcher. Today is Monday, March 31st, 2025, and this is Flosstube 37, I think. Um, I'm pretty sure it's 37. Hang on and I'll look, make double sure. Yeah, it's Flosstube 37. Um, so I'm so excited to come to y'all today. I have so many FFOs. So I took a Saturday and part of a Sunday one weekend and FFO'd everything I had finished. And the stuff I have finished since then, I have also FFO'd so that I don't wind up with the stack again. Can I help you, ma'am? Thank you. That was Misty. So, I'm going to do my FFOs. Then I'm going to do, I have a new start and I have two new starts and a whip. And a little bit of haul. And then I thought I would add in a book review section and of course life. If you notice I am sunburnt, before you say anything, I did put on sunscreen. I just missed some spots. Okay, so on to the good stuff. So my first FFO is Seasonal Row Winter by Stitching with the Housewives. And it is from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher Magazine 2023 Winter Edition. And this is it. Alright, see, I did the, it's a little bit crooked, I think, but I did the FFO. I FFO'd it as like a flat mount, and I used blue gingham. I think that's gingham. And I did it on this, that's balls my kids think belong in here. But I did it on this recipe thing, and the top opens, although it won't open all the way anymore. And I just got this at one of the local thrift stores, and I actually bought it with this in mind, thinking, oh, that would be a cute FFO. This is one of those, do you ever come across those that you're like, I absolutely have to stitch that, I have to stitch it now? I know we all do. And this is one that was like that for me, and I just had to stitch it. I had to stitch it right then. As soon as I got the magazine and saw it. It's so cute because it's the snowmen are holding chickens. I mean, come on. Anyway, so this will go up with my winter decorations, which I don't have very many of yet, and come out again in the winter. So there's that one. Then I finished Halloween Tiny Town, and I finished it in a drum. And before you say anything, yes, I know it's crooked. My 10-year-old and I finished this together. So I don't even care that it's crooked, because I will always look at this and I will see that my little Brooke and I finished this together. But I used Helen D's tutorial to finish this. I forget what these stitches are called, but I did those. And she does them farther apart, but I like them closer together. And then have a couple of pins. These are from, I think it's Jersey Girl Stitch Company, but I just use a standard orange for the top and the bottom. And then my Halloween Tiny Town. My 10-year-old actually cut fabric with a rotary cutter under heavy supervision. And she cut out, helped me cut out, I used comic book board instead of mat board, and she helped me cut that out. And then I don't remember exactly what this is called, but it is the Quirky Quaker raccoon one. And I just thought, I had this Cat in the Hat fabric, and I thought Quirky Quaker needs a quirky fabric. So Cat in the Hat is quirky to me. But I wanted it not to be a tiny pillow, so I did it like this with the extra on the side. Otherwise, it would have been a tiny pillow. Let's see, and then I had one first swab that I'm fixing to send out tomorrow. And this is, what's this called? Hang on, I'll look and see. Mary Strawberry by Pinker and Pumpkin. And it's that. I know my strawberry needs work. But I did that, and I cut it out, finished it into a strawberry, and then I used self-sticking felt, and then I sewed it on. And I used a ladybug button on the top. This is actually not the called for colors. I did my own conversion. I used variegated thread so that I could use less thread. So I didn't have to have so many different threads. I think I cut out 2 doing it that way, or maybe 3. If y'all are not subscribed to Pinker and Pumpkin's, or if you're not following Pinker and Pumpkin's blog spot, you need to. She has so many free charts, and they're so good. And they're all smalls. There's nothing big, nothing huge. And then I finished my, I think this is called Believe in Santa. It's the Dimensions kit. And just use some Christmas fabric that I got from my grandmother. I inherited all, and it's not stuffed very firmly. It could have used more stuffing, but by this time I was tired of stuffing. But I inherited all of my grandmother's sewing stuff when she passed away. So nobody else in the family sews. And then Basket of Cherries by Blackbird Designs. This looks like chenille, but it's just a yarn that I found at a Hobby Lobby. I just glued it on. And then this was a start, finish, and a FFO. So it's Fairy Garden, also by Blackbird Designs. Words, dude. Words. And on both of these, actually on 3 of mine, I used the same backing fabric. And I used that same yarn for trim. I just love these little garden, I forget what they're called. Something gardens. I don't know. I just love these little ones from Blackbird Designs. I can do these in like 2 or 3 days. And then there's this one that for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of. Can't remember who designed it. I can't remember the name of it. I can't find the chart. But there's that. I did do a conversion with this one to Farmhouse and Flossie's floss. But it's the same yarn for the trim. I wanted the look of Chanel, but I didn't want to wait on it to get here. So this is what I did. And you can't see it very well, but look at the squirrels. I love the squirrels. Let's see. This is a refinish. It's Quote the Stitcher by My Big Toe Designs. And I had finished it, but at the time I didn't have a sewing machine. Oh, I forgot to ever pull those pins out. So I glued the trim on and pinned it, and I forgot to ever pull the pins out. I'll do that before I put it up. But I had finished this, and I had hand sewn the stitching in the backing fabric because I didn't have a sewing machine at the time, and I made a mistake and I had a big wrinkle and I just couldn't deal with it. So I redid it. And this is Lady Dot Creates Black Pom Pom Trim. I don't remember what the color is called. And this is this pink. I don't remember. But I know this is not called for. And of course this is this is Black Coffee by Classic Colorworks. I can't remember what this pink is. One more pillow. In 2023, I did a temperature tree. And I finished it into a pillow. It's going to go in my chair in my sewing room. See, you can see we very rarely got really cold that year. I was thinking about doing, so Adelaide from Adelaide Stitches, who is a lot of fun to watch. She's really happy, and you can tell she enjoys her stitching. You should watch her. I'll link her below. But anyway, Adelaide is stitching. It's from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, but it's just stars, one for every day for a temperature stitch. And I thought about starting that. I know it's a little late in the year, but it's only like, I think she said the stars are something like 11 stitches, so it wouldn't take anything to get caught up. And then I use, this is my favorite, one of my favorite materials ever. I couldn't tell you who it's by. I've had it forever, but I used it for the backing. I know this is a large pillow, but I didn't want to frame it. Couldn't think of anything else to do with it, and I was like, well, I need a throw pillow for my chair, so I made a throw pillow. And then these two, I have Partridge and Pear by Satsuma Street, and I just finished it with self-adhesive felt. And Turtle Doves. This was a start and a finish. And more self-adhesive felt. And this is just a, I used the same one on both of them. This is just a cording I found at Hobby Lobby. Then I have the 85 Santa from Prairie Schoolers, the yearly Santas. And he has red gingham on the back. And this is just a red cording. I didn't feel like making my own cording this time, so I just got one from Amazon. And then, actually no, this is the 86 Santa. This is the 85 Santa. 86 Santa was a start and finish this time around. This month. Start, finish, and a FFO. Then you have the 85 Santa. I finished last month. Same backing fabric, same cording. I have all of these up to all the way through the 2025, which is part of my haul. And I'm going to do all of them. I'm doing one a month now, but I was thinking for like Christmas in July, I would do as many as I could stand doing that month. And then maybe in December again. But I want to do all of them and have them on my Christmas tree. One more that's not framed. It is Hobbit House by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I did it as a mounted flat fold with this nice green check. It's green and kind of like an off-white brownish. It matches very well. And this is just green rickrack, and I use green rickrack for the piece to hold it. This is the only one out of the house thing, the house series, Fanciful Houses or Fabulous Houses. The Fabulous House series that I've done. I love all the Fabulous Houses. I just haven't done them all. Except for there's one I don't like, and I don't remember which one it is now. I know there was one I didn't like. And then, this is a finish and a FFO. My Autumn Dragon by Ingleside Imaginarium. And I framed this myself. This, sorry about the glare. This is going to go in my oldest daughter's room. She loves dragons. I used sticky board, and then just for extra, I pinned it and laced it as well. And this is just the 8x10 frame from Hobby Lobby. This dragon has an absolute ton of personalizations. I mean, I was having to fix and change and all through stitching it because I messed it up. Excuse me, I'm gonna put that down here. And then this one, which I know is crooked in the frame. Well, I guess you can't really tell that bad from on camera. This is a special order frame from pictureframes.com. And it comes with, this is acrylic, not glass, which I really like. But this is Big Folk Flower by Teresa Kogut. It was an exclusive with Kitten Stitcher. I would assume she still has it as it's Shakespeare's Peddler website. But I got the kit with the floss and the floss and the chart, and there was no fabric in the kit. She said that she wasn't including fabric because we all like to stitch on different things, and she would have to have done so many different kits to accommodate everybody. I love this. My daughter said, when I was stitching maybe this bird, my daughter said, "Who ran over that bird?" But I did get a mat with this as well. That's why there's such a space here. But I messed up the measurements and the mat was too tight. It cut off some of the stitching. And it made it a lot more obvious that when I pinned and laced it wasn't straight. So I took it out and I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay, that is all of my FFOs. That's a bunch. Okay, so on to new starts. So the first new start is the Winter Dragon from Ingleside Imaginarium. She has one for each season, and I want to do them for my oldest daughter. And this is on 32 count Unnamed Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. And you can see it really well in person, but that's what I've gotten done. Sorry about the hanging thread. I'll leave that so I can help me keep up with where I was and what color and everything. So that's that one. And I'm using all the called for DNC for that one. With Cottage Cat Designs Floss Drops. Her floss drops are fantastic. And then on my birthday, I started Spring at Hawkrun Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. I always want to say Cottage Garden Samplings, and I know that's not right, but that's what I want to say. And I am using the Call for NPIs with this one. They're so pretty. And you're going to wonder who I am, because I have cut down my fabric for this one. I had a 1/2 yard of fabric, and I was like, this is too much, because I knew I wasn't going to need like the full width, so I cut it down. And this is on 40 count vellum linen by Pictureless Plus. And I've gone all the way to the bottom, but I worked mainly in this top section. I went all the way across, and then I went all the way to the bottom, one, to make sure I had a good amount of fabric, and two, so that I could cut the fabric, because I didn't want to wrangle that big piece of fabric. And I need to put some fray check on it, because it's already starting to fray. This nest, as good as it looks, has, between the nest and the twigs and everything, there are so many different colors in this. And this is a Agnes Little Minders needle minder. But does that not look great? And I have made lots of personalizations on this one, but I have pulled out every one I have found. So I've done lots of frogging. But this is going to go up for the time being, because I have some I want to work on right now. Like, I want to do the next one in the 12 Days of Christmas Satsuma Streets. And I want to do the next Santa, and then I'll show you another one I want to do this month, hopefully, or at least start this month. So then my one whip is Merry Week. This one hates me. Hang on, let me find it. There it is. It is Merry Weavreath by Modern Folk Embroidery. It is a 1783 sampler. And this is another one I have cut down the fabric. It's a fat quarter of fabric, and it's not very big. See how small it is? But I have completely finished both borders, the inside and the outside border. And I am doing this one with Vicki Clayton silks. Aren't they pretty? And this is my conversion thing. When Vicki Clayton does a conversion for you, she includes a key to the conversion. That's my conversion. And this is just more of the Cottage Cat Designs floss drops. Let me show you this again. I didn't show this very long. Oh, and I'll have put up where I was last time on this one. I've really enjoyed stitching this one. I cannot wait to get back to it. I think if I had done, and I'm doing it on 36 count macchiato linen by Be Stitch Me. Can't wait to finish that one. Okay, that is my FFOs, my starts, my one little whip, and now it's on the haul. And bow, messing in my stuff over there. So I got my birthday haul, and I got my market haul, and I got my monthly clubs. So my birthday haul was Pigeon and Puddle by the Blue Flower. I just think this is absolutely adorable. It was one of my really wanted from market. And then I got Anytown Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. Thankful Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I want to do all the tiny towns. And then one that I'm going to start is Seaside Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. So we have a beachy sort of feel in our living room. And I want to do this and put it in our living room. And it comes with, oh, I can't do that. I can't show you. It comes with the beads for like the different, like the crab's eyes and stuff. And I'm going to do it on 32 counts. This is the call for, I think it's 32 counts. Raw natural. 32 count natural brown undyed linen by Witchout Imports. Or maybe it's not the call for. It was the call for. It's what's on this. But I had it left over from Halloween Tiny Town. So I'm doing it on that. And then I didn't want to order and wait for the called for threads. So I have some of the called for threads, but I just pulled from stash for everything else. So I've got some classic colorworks, some gentle arts, a threadworks, and a couple of weeks dye works. And for the life of me, I don't know why I did this, but I put this week's dye works in a bag with just the number. I'm going to get a Flosstube and put this on it and find out what that number corresponds to and put the name. I just haven't done it yet. But that's my conversion. And then market haul was the 2025 Prairie Schooler Santa. And I don't know what I ordered that I ordered this with, but I think it was some fabric or something, but I got Lolly Claws from Satsuma Street. And then my fabrics of the month from Be Stitch Me and Mystic Fabric. Sorry about this, I didn't take them out of the bag, I should have. This is Be Stitch Me, it's called Frozen Lake. Is that not gorgeous? I can't believe it's actually showing on pretty true to color. And this is, it should be a 40 count, hang on. 40 count Newcastle linen, half yard, I mean not half yard, quarter yard, back quarter. I'm having issues today. Sorry about the crinkling, guys, but I like to keep them in this until I put them on comic board. And then the Mystic Fabrics fabric of the month was Cotton County. This is also a Cotton County. Cotton Candy. This is also a 40 count linen. This is not showing true to color. This is a prettier, deeper pink than what it's showing. It's not so light as what it's showing. And then I got my Threadworks nest egg from 3 Owl Threads. And she sends you the list with the names, but I just let the numbers stand. So there's this beautiful green. Kind of a khaki. This, it's kind of a bluish, grayish, blackish, I don't know, all the colors. Maroon. A nice pink. That one's not showing really. It's kind of a light purpley pink almost. This beauty, variegated between orange and yellow. This kind of Eastery one. This variegated between an off-white and a white. This beautiful variegated one, brown to greenish. Sorry about my hair. And then this 2 shades of green variegated. I've only been on here 40 minutes. I really thought it would take longer than that. So I think I'm going to do books and then life. But I'm going to have to pause. I didn't have room to bring my books in here. So I'm going to have to pause and go get them. Too much stuff. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, I have only read 4 books this month, but they are big books. So, the first one I read was A Time of Dread from John Gwynne. I don't know how to pronounce that. This is a fantasy novel about a world where there are all sorts of different heroes, and there's a land called the Banished Lands that's divided up into different lower kingdoms, and then there's a high king, and it's about a struggle between the ultimate good and evil, demons and angels, and them using the humans to come from the underworld, or they don't call it the underworld, I forget what they call it, but their world into our world. This is a series, and it is the precursor series to another series that I had already started. And then I realized this one came before it and told you about some of the stuff it refers to in the series. So I went on to read this. But I would give this a 5 stars. It's kind of a little bit slow moving at first, but it's got lots of it's got battles and fighting in it, and it's got other kinds of conflict. It's got drama. It's got the ultimate good guy, the ultimate bad guy, all that kind of good stuff. I would definitely recommend this one. And then I read Onyx Storm. We have all heard of the Fourth Wing series. This is the 3rd installment in that series. I have read the first 2. I read Onyx Storm. I really, really liked it. This is a romantasy, and it gets intense. Sometimes I would not let my children read this until they were adults. Let's just put it that way. But it is really good. You've got dragon riders, you've got dragons, you've got magic, you've got unlikely heroes, you've got anti-heroes. I mean, you just got it all. If you have not read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, you need to read it before you read this one. But this definitely gets 5 stars. It is a must read if you like fantasy. But I will say the Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, I don't like the way it ends. But it ends in such a way that you have to read the next one. You cannot just leave it. You have to see what's happening then in the next one. I am like waiting with bated breath for her to release the 4th one. And that's Rebecca Yarros. She has other series out, but I don't see how they could be as good as the Fourth Wing series. And then I read, well, actually, I think I read this. Let's see, is this the 3rd one or the second one or the first one? Okay, this is the one that I read before. So this is the series that comes after This is the Blood and Bone series by the same author. And this is the Faithful and the Fallen series. And I read this one first. And then I read this one because I realized this one told you about stuff in this one. Yeah. So this angels and demons are roaming the earth. And it's about the fight against them. And there are some unexpected twists. And there's a coup. And you have some really amazing heroes. Some really unexpected heroes. Some surprise bad guys. I mean, this gets a 5-star too. This is really good. But I would read his Blood and Bone series before I read the Faithful and the Fallen series. And then I have fallen down the Sarah J. Maas rabbit hole. This is another romantasy. This is Malice. This is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. It's the first one in the Crescent City series. And you have, in this one, you have the ultimate slacker turned hero. You have evil, you have twists, you have unexpected bad guys, unexpected heroes, all the stuff that makes fantasy great. You have magic, you have fae, not elves, fae. You have angels. You have shifters. You have werewolves. You have you have vampires. You have princes of hell that might not be as bad as they seem to be. This is a good read. This gets 5 stars. I'm on a romance kick right now. I can read just about anything. But I'm on not romance, on a fantasy kick right now. I'm not the biggest on romantasies because they tend to put too much emphasis on the carnal side of the romance, and I don't really get into that. Like, I can do without that. That's one thing I really like about the John Gwynne books. They don't have that, at least so far. So, but Sarah J. Maas, I think this is the first series you should read. So if you look her up and see what order to read it in, it shows this series first. So I'm reading this series first. I've already got the second one. I don't remember the name to it. But I've already got the second one. It's another Crescent City one. But that's the books I've read. But as you can see, they're thicker books. So I've only managed 4 this month. So that is my stitching. That is my books. And let's get on to my life. So, March is always kind of an eventful month. Usually, sports seasons start for the kids. So, we're doing baseball, and the two younger girls are doing soccer. Both of the older kids do band, which doesn't have as much, but there was a St. Patty's Day parade, which the oldest one had to march in, and we went to that. And my birthday is in March. We celebrated my birthday. We went to Top Golf. See what else happens in March. First day of spring, which in Mississippi means first summer. I mean, seriously, it was like 80 degrees yesterday. We've had several storms. We have started having to cut the grass already. Actually, should have probably been cutting it in February. I mean, the grass is like one day it looks fine, and you look up the next day and the weeds are too tall. I mean, come on. Give me a little bit of warning. But, the dogs are doing dog things. The kids are doing kid things. My husband was supposed to have his neurology appointment, and he messed up the time, and it got pushed back until it's either next month or May. I want to say that one got pushed back to May. Has something next month too. We got a lot of dental work done. I finished up the dental work in my mouth, so I had not gone to the dentist in several years until about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. And I had so much work that needed to be done in my mouth that I'm just now getting finished. In the midst of all that, I had a root canal. I've had 2 crowns put on. I had some serious reconstruction on these teeth. So, for years and years, I drank Cokes and Mountain Dews. And a few years ago, these 2 front teeth started getting like, you could see black through them, and they were so thin you could see through them on the very bottom. And I went to the dentist I was going to at that time, and he was like, oh, it's just a stain, it's nothing. He scraped the stain off and just left it. Well, then they started getting divots in them, and the ends started cracking off, and they looked so bad. I looked so trashy. Because they had decayed way up. So I went to this new dentist, and he fixed them and reconstructed them. See? They look like normal teeth now. And I basically had to have work done on every single one of my top teeth and about half of my bottom teeth. Yeah. I do not have good teeth anyway. I've been having cavities since I was a little kid. So I do not have good teeth anyway. And then not going to the dentist for all those years. That was just like the worst idea ever. Excuse me. So I finished up with that. And I have switched to drinking mostly water. I do get a Coke every now and then. So I got that done. Kids had cleanings. A couple of the kids had to have fillings. The oldest had 3 of my kids have braces. So the oldest has her second round of braces. She had a crossbite, and they corrected that when she was about 10. Then she had to have braces just to finish the straightening of the teeth after all of her permanent teeth had come in. And she has not brushed as well as she should have, so she has some decalcification on these top of these front teeth. So in April, we have to go have the brackets taken off those teeth, go get that decalcification taken care of. Then she has to have the brackets put back on those teeth and the wire put back on. And yeah, so we're going to get that taken care of. My boy has braces, but he has the top one. He only had to have 1 round. So he got the top ones, and he had an overbite, and his top teeth had kind of done this. So they haven't put the bottom ones on yet. Partially because of that. Partially because he still had a tooth to come in, and they couldn't anchor him right. So we're waiting on that, and he'll get his bottom braces. My middle daughter has just top braces because she had a crossbite, and they're correcting that. And she'll have another round of braces when she gets all her permanent teeth in. And we're hoping those come off soon. They were supposed to come off in October. They have not come off yet. My little one will have to have braces. They all got their dad's teeth. I mean, my teeth are a little crooked, see? But they were like super crooked. And their dad was like super crooked. So we're doing braces, and my birthday, and lots of reading, and I've been keeping my niece. And she's getting teeth, so she's grouchy, but she's finally walking. And walking well, and I can put her down, finally. She was going through that separation anxiety, and she did not want me to put her down. If it was just the 2 of us here, I could finally put her down. But, I know there was some other stuff I was going to tell y'all. I can't remember what now. Oh well. Obviously it wasn't important if I can't remember it. But I think that is it. And I have been on here for an hour, a minute and a half short of an hour. So I think I've shown everything. I've talked about everything. I'm sure I'm missing some life, but that's okay. And that's it. I hope y'all have a good month of April. And I will see you back at the end of April. And I hope Easter goes well. And if you celebrate Easter, if not, I hope there's something else you celebrate, it goes well. I hope if you don't celebrate anything, your April goes well, as I already said. And I think that's about it. I will see y'all next time. Bye.